What's going on, guys? Living Zombies here, back with another Pokemon Go video. And in today's video, guys, yes, Pokemon Go did post details for the last main event of the month, which, do remember, that was titled World of Wonders Taken Over. That was the event name. So based off that and based off a Shadow Mewtwo raid weekend, I was assuming that this event would be a Team Rocket takeover event. And yes, that will be the case, guys. Team Rocket is coming back at the end of the month. So based off this infographic, we do have some featured Shadow Legendary Pokemon. And yes, one of them is a brand new Shadow Legendary Pokemon, and that is Shadow Groudon. I made a video about this before, guys, that Shadow Groudon would be next after Kyogre, and I wouldn't use any extra Super Rocket radars on Kyogre. I would save them for Groudon, because Groudon, I do believe, guys, is going to be the best Shadow Legendary Pokemon when it does come out later this month. This is going to be very, very good to have in your Pokemon storage. I highly recommend you guys do catch this Shadow Groudon, and if you have an extra Super Rocket radar, you might want to use it on this Groudon too. He is going to be very, very good. So I believe right now Groudon is ranked like number 7 right now in Master League for the current meta. So of course, with the Shadow Groudon getting that new Shadow attack bonus, it might be even better to use it in Master League. Plus, Shadow Groudon as a raid attacker, a raid counter, it's easily going to be in the top 3 as well. Of course, down below the primal version of Groudon. So again, this is going to be a very good Pokemon to have. So yeah, again, 2 featured Shadow Legendary Pokemon. Shadow Mewtwo is coming out in raids for that weekend. Do remember that is taking place, guys, from March 30th on Saturday to March 31st. And do remember, on these raid weekends, as soon as raids start spawning in, that is when the Mewtwo starts spawning in. So like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., somewhere along those time frames, that is when the Shadow Mewtwo will start spawning in your area. And just like any other Shadow Legendary Pokemon debut, it will be via a special research with Giovanni. The steps will be similar to other special Team Rocket researches, which are like catch Shadow Pokemon Purify, defeat all the Team Rocket leaders, all that stuff. Pretty easy stuff. So yeah, again, I can't wait to catch Shadow Groudon. Now let's get into the featured 12Ks, guys. So this is pretty exciting, guys, because Shiny Sandile is finally dropping in the game. But yeah, of course, you gotta hatch it in the 12K, guys. So yeah, it's in 12Ks along with Larvitar, Poniard, Volibee, Dino, Pancham, Salandit, and Varoom. So 12Ks are looking pretty decent for this event. And again, I gotta get that Shiny Sandile. And that is the only way to get that brand new shiny Pokemon. It won't be in research and it won't be in raids, unfortunately. Now, event bonuses, Team Rocket is of course going to appear more often at Pokestops and in balloons. And you can of course TM away the Charge Attack Frustration on your Shadow Pokemon. So definitely make sure to do that on the Shadow Mewtwo's and the Shadow Groudon. Now, just like any other Team Rocket takeover, new Shadow Pokemon will be debuting. So yes, new Shadow Shiny Pokemon will be hitting the Team Rocket leaders. So if you guys want to get that Shady Bagon, Zubat, and what was the other one? The Tentacle, right? Tentacle, right now, you got to get them before this event starts because they will be leaving in about 2 weeks. So hopefully we get some other pretty cool Shadow Shiny Pokemon. But some new Shadow Pokemon that will be debuting with Team Go Rocket grunts will be Shadow Pidgey, Darumaka, Gothita, and Solosis. Now let's get into featured Shadow Raid bosses, excluding of course that Shadow Mewtwo. 1-star raids, Shadow Drowsy and Poliwag, which those 2 can be shiny. Also Barboach and Fungus in there, but those cannot be shiny of course. And 3-star raids are Shadow Hitmontop, Shadow Wobbuffet, and Shadow Sneasel. Only one that can be shiny is of course that Shadow Sneasel. Now, field research task encounters, there are some encounters with event themed Pokemon in here, but they don't mention what those Pokemon are for some reason, so I don't know why they didn't list the names for them. But there's also research for mysterious components, charge TMs, and fast TMs. So I will make a video about what those event themed Pokemon are in field research. But yeah, they don't mention any names, and it wasn't mentioned on their infographic either. So I guess it will be a surprise. I don't know, maybe Sandile's in the research, but I highly doubt it, but we'll see. But they did mention what featured spawns would be for the event, which, do remember, last Team Rocket Takeover did not feature any spawns, which was kind of lame. But the featured spawns for this are pretty decent. We have Murkrow, Sableye, Purloin, Scraggy, Inkay. Zorua is featured for back-to-back events because do remember it is featured for the Zarude event too. So back-to-back events for Zorua. I might finally get my first shiny Zorua. I'm gonna be so happy if I do. And Volibee is also spawning, which that's like the first time ever I believe that is spawning in the wild. And Dino is also featured. And there will be a time research too, guys, for the event where you guys can get some encounters with event themed Pokemon too. There will be some Pokestop showcases featured, and of course there is a paid timed research for $2. It will give you guys 6 mysterious components, so 1 rocket radar pretty much, 1 super incubator, 1 rocket radar, and a Pawniard encounter. To be honest, doesn't really sound too worth it to me, but if you guys are interested, again, that will be $2 in the shop. And yeah, that pretty much does summarize this new event. It honestly is looking pretty good for the most part for the featured spawns. I like them. I like the Zorua. Volibee spawning is cool. There's a new shiny in 12Ks. I wish there was like 1/4 egg hatch distance, but I don't believe there is. Shadow Groudon's coming out, which is a very good Shadow legendary Pokemon, and of course Shadow Shiny Mewtwo, my favorite shady Pokemon in the game. So guys, comment below your thoughts about this event. Are you excited for Shadow Groudon, Shiny Sandile, Shadow Shiny Mewtwo? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, drop a like in the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.